There's just something that rubs me wrong. It seems like a bad idea. And the question was, would you use a holster like this for carry with a revolver? And this particular style holster was very popular for a long time, and it has a open area for the trigger guard, meaning the trigger and the trigger guard and all that is exposed to the world. And of course, with modern eyes and modern thought process on holsters, people think that that could possibly be unsafe. And in reality, is it unsafe? Not really. And here's why. So, with a revolver, right, with a modern semi-automatic like a Glock, it would be a terrible idea because, all it needs to make the gun go off is you pull the trigger, right? That's all that happens externally. Or with revolvers, say I have this basically thumb tab here, right? That's going to keep the hammer from cocking, right? So when you pull the trigger on a double action revolver, right, the hammer is going to come back and cock, and then the cylinder is going to rotate at the same time. And with the tightness of the holster, the cylinder can't rotate. And with this tab here, the hammer can't cock. So in reality, the gun is pretty safe. Again, maybe with modern thought process, it's not the most desirable holster, but the holsters are perfectly safe, and that's why the design was very popular. Now, I don't quite know exactly all the reasons why, but I would imagine, especially with a revolver that has, a longer double action pull, you could kind of, as you're drawing the gun, have your fingers staged on that trigger guard so that you'd be able to, the second you come up on the target, you could, transition your finger from the trigger guard to the trigger and, pull through your trigger, right? So that probably a little bit quicker because you don't have to worry about clearing a holster. You can be right there and ready. But yeah, these were very popular for a long time, and they still are. You do see a little bit of use from them, but honestly, about 99% of the holsters you see for revolvers nowadays are, closed trigger guard. But I can definitely understand why, with a modern thought process on holsters, someone might be a little uneasy with the design, even though it was around for a long time and is pretty much just as safe as any other holster.